All right, well, welcome in everyone. It's digital host AJ Wiest here, and y'all, week 0 is finally here. The high school football season here in North Alabama is upon us officially. First Friday night, and y'all, it was an exciting one tonight. It's digital host AJ Wiest here. We are going to toss it over to 48 Sports Director Carl Prather momentarily. But before we do that, we are going to go through some of the high school football scores here in the Tennessee Valley. And of course, we're going to start it out with our 48 game of the week. And that was none other than Madison Academy, the Mustangs taking on Mars Hill Bible. If you all watched our tailgate show earlier today, you saw Carl Prather was out there, and it was a good time. Mars Hill got that win 51-27. And that's not it. We have a lot of other games here in North Alabama. Colbert County and Central Florence. That was a one-score game there, 27-20. Central Florence taking the win. And speaking of close games, Deschler and Russellville, a one-point game, Deschler winning 15-14. Now, we're going to switch gears to a bit more of a lead here with Hillcrest 35-7. Hillcrest taking the win there. And of course, we got West Morgan and Randolph 41-14. We're going to go through some of the other scores, maybe out in DeKalb County, out in Jackson County. We have Fort Payne over Scottsboro, the battle of the Wildcats there. Fort Payne getting that win 22-19. Huntsville had a massive win tonight, 43-6 over Hazen Green. Let's go through some of these other scores, and if you all know how to access these scores on our website, WAFF.com, we go to sports, and then it is local scores. We've been updating them all night with the latest. I think we are still waiting to hear back on that James Clemens and Gardendale score. Last I checked, it was 35-21. If you're watching at home and you were there, leave a comment with that final score. Which teams are y'all rooting for? Let me hear from you. What is your team here in North Alabama? Hartselle 39-7 over Austin. We had Athens with a win. Let me actually load back up that page and disappear for a second. Y'all, if you're just coming in to 48 Blitz OT, we're going to send it over to Carl Prather momentarily. He's going to take over the show. We'll have highlights. We'll have the latest scores here across North Alabama. Exciting matchup tonight. Let's see. Bob Jones over Coleman, 28-3. And as an Atlanta Falcons fan myself, I definitely am very familiar with that score, that 28-3 score. Bob Jones out of Madison getting the win over Coleman. Let's see, Priceville, they came up big over Columbia, 56-6 tonight. You all remember Columbia is a school that has not won a game since 2015. They are now on a 92-game losing streak. Hopefully they can start turning it around this season with Sammy Coates there at the helm, and their partnership there with Gatorade. Absolutely. Looks like Boaz over Madison County, 28-7 tonight. Buckhorn over Decatur, 62-34. That was a massive win for the Bucks there out of Buckhorn. DAR over Brittany Mountain, 21-18. Looks like Gunnersville won the game over Southside Gadsden, 31-14 tonight. East Lawrence over Lawrence County, 14-6. Let's see, Randolph and West Morgan. That was a big game there, and West Morgan did not shy away from that win. 41-14, West Morgan takes the win. Deschler, I mentioned, over Russellville, 15-14. We have Central Florence. They were taking on Colbert County tonight. 27-20. I think we are just about ready to get the show started. We are going to toss the ball over to Carl Franklin. You all enjoy.
You're watching 48 Blitz OT, sponsored by Boar Hogs Barbecue.
All right, everybody, no more music, I promise. I just heard from Miss Latoya Puckett-Roberts and Eunice Creasy and Gary Pogue. Ta-da, we're here, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you all so much for sending us that message to let us know. We are here for 48 Blitz OT. Thank you all so much that everyone that made the transition and migrated over to our digital platforms and digital streams across all of our digital platforms. I'm Carl Prather. For those that are new to our area, we just say welcome. Thank you all for finding a way to tune into us for high school football talk. And for those that are familiar, welcome back for another high school football season and 48 Blitz. We really, truly appreciate everyone that's been a part of week 0 of the high school football season. Listen, this started early, bright and early this morning. Our amazing crew members here at WAFF made the trek over to Florence and Mars Hill Bible as we held our first 48 Blitz tailgate of the year. Then more importantly, our game of the week. We had some technical difficulties surrounding that Mars Hill Madison Academy game that was not able to be aired during our TV broadcast, but we're going to have some sights and sounds coming up in just moments from our own Kaylee Tinglestad, who was out there in action. But just want to let you kind of know what this is about. It's our 48 Blitz OT show each and every week. After our 48 Blitz show, we go online. We discuss football with you. We discuss all of our games, wins, losses, scoreboard, people sending us scores. We just discuss games. And as the weeks go on, we'll continue to hear from coaches after the games as well. So it's going to be a big party. It's laid back. It's fun. I interact with everyone in TMP. They let me know what to do as well throughout the night as well. So we're just excited. We're excited for high school football to be finally back. And with that, we're going to start with our 48 Blitz game of the week for week 0. And it was Mars Hill hosting Madison Academy. We're going to send it out to Mars Hill. We want to introduce you to our newest member of the WAFF family. Look at her. There she is. Okay, so listen. We're going to let you know, pull the curtain back and let you know what happened. Let me tell you what type of trooper this young lady is. Her name is Kaylee Tinglestad. She is our new sports anchor reporter here at WAFF. This young lady was ready to go, had her video squared away. We were super excited, and her computer just did not want to cooperate tonight. But nevertheless, we were able to get a few sights and sounds back to show to you, our viewing public here tonight. Kaylee, welcome. First time on 48 Blitz and 48 Blitz OT. I know you're super, super excited. Listen, walk us through tonight's contest between Mars Hill and Madison Academy. I know this is your first night here inside North Alabama and talking a little football, but a big game, especially a big game for 2 of our North Alabama programs.
Yeah, and the environment definitely matched that. It's really quiet and empty now, but it was not like that just a couple hours ago, even an hour ago. And that home team came to show the reigning state champs from last season, Mars Hill. They were here to put on a show. Starting out from the beginning, it was an offensive battle. 7 up, back and forth between Madison Academy and Mars Hill. But midway through the second quarter, the momentum really started to shift. You saw those reigning state champs really take a hold of it. They had an interception that was huge, came up by a couple scores, and then by halftime, they were up by just around 20 points. Then coming out of the second half, you were hoping Madison Academy, for those fans, were able to shift the momentum. They came out on the first drive and were able to score a touchdown, trying to inch back, but the deficit was still too high. And then Mars Hill just kept pounding and pounding and pounding throughout. So the state champs from last year won 51-27 in week 0 on their home turf. Fans were excited. Everyone was rowdy for it. So a great home opening for the reigning state champs from last season.
Yeah, Kaylee, it was an amazing atmosphere. Of course, we were all out there together for our tailgate leading up to kickoff tonight. You knew there was going to be a lot of fireworks there from both teams. Madison Academy came out on the losing end of that one. But listen, a long football year ahead. For those that are new to our area in high school football and how it works here, week 0 is a non-classification week. So Mars Hill, they're the 3A champs, as Kaylee mentioned. Madison Academy, the 4A team, they are going to go their separate ways and play within their classification, within their region in the coming weeks, as they all try to attempt to reach the postseason for their classifications as well. Kaylee, I want to ask you, how did you love the atmosphere out there? And more importantly, Coach Daryl Higgins, he had to be happy tonight with a big victory here on his home turf, especially coming off that state championship from a year ago.
Yeah, he was real happy about that, but said there's still a lot of work to be done on both sides. You know, a lot of penalties, a lot of week 1 jitters that were happening out on the field, but there's a lot of talent on both of these sides running the ball through the air. Defense showed up well. Coach talked about really wanting to work with the offensive line. They did a great job tonight, but that's just something that they want to keep improving on. So, you know, a win tonight is great, but as any coach would say, they're focused on next week, and it's just focusing on if we can get a win the following week and the following week and the following week. But I know they're celebrating this win tonight.
They are indeed. Hey, listen, Kaylee Tinglestad coming on through and making it work tonight. Listen, great job. You did a fantastic job tonight. Listen, we all had to pivot. We all had to make adjustments. You were able to make some magic here tonight on our 48 Blitz OT. Everyone, make sure you follow our own Kaylee Tinglestad as she continues to reach the highways and byways for high school football throughout the year alongside yours truly. Make sure you follow her on Facebook, X, and across all of our social media platforms for Kaylee. She did a fantastic job out there tonight. Okay, we're going to move on to scoreboard, y'all. Yep, we are. Indeed. Let me show you a big game down in Montgomery. So Fife, who's one of our dominant teams in North Alabama, up against another power within the state, Maplesville. That's the Champions Classic the Alabama High School Athletic Association had tonight, 35-6. They took care of business. Maplesville, Fife will be okay. They'll bounce right back into Class 3A action in a couple of weeks. East Lawrence gets a big victory, 14-6 over Lawrence County. Whitesburg Christian Academy, the Warriors, young program there under head coach Jerry Adcock. They make the trek over to Cleveland. They fall 27-13. North Jackson blanks Sylvania tonight. Hey, North Jackson won their region last year. Joe Hollis Jr., head coach for the Chiefs, he's a good one. He coached that team to a region title last year. They look like they picked up right where they left off in 2024. They get the victory 20-9. Rogers all over Wilson, 44-21. How about James Clements? First year head coach Juan Johnson. We had an opportunity to talk to Coach Johnson this week at one of our preseason previews. They get a big win. They like to go fast, folks, and in a hurry. You can see it in practice. You will be able to see it firsthand, and throughout the season, we'll have them showcased on our 48 Blitz and 48 Blitz OT shows in the coming weeks. But they get a big win on the road at Gardendale, 35-21. More scores from the evening, and these were Thursday night games. So we had 6 games representing North Alabama teams across the valley on Thursday night. So the season actually got underway on Thursday, but North Sand Mountain took care of Woodville 53-7. St. John Paul II, the Falcons, all over Elkmont 62-27. Geraldine, they got a really good football team, a team to watch in Class 3A. They take care of Sardis 41-14. The Arabian Knights of Arab. That was an amazing crowd out at the Arab School Sportsplex on Thursday night. Kaylee Tinglestad, and yours truly were in the house there for that capacity crowd on both sides. Arab gets the win 18-14. Lauderdale County, big win over Lexington, 26-19. And those old muscle shows Trojans over in the Florence area, they get the big win, 24-6. We want to thank all of you all that are watching across all of our digital platforms. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the evening on our 48 Blitz show, 48 Blitz OT. We also want to send a big shout out to our 48 Blitz OT sponsor, Boar's Hog Barbecue. Fantastic teammate this year. We're glad to work hand in hand with Boar's Hog. They got some good eats over there at their restaurants across the valley, and we appreciate the Boar Hog family being part of our team for this 2025 high school football season. Thank you all so much for joining us. Okay, so we're going to get back into a few more highlights coming in from earlier this evening. How about the battle for the Top Cat Trophy? Yeah, it was Fort Payne and Scottsboro. Fort Payne looking for their 600th win in school history. Colton Harding there pass complete to Coy Thompson. Back comes Scottsboro. Brandon Edmondson Jr. almost runs the length of the field for the touchdown. Carter Blaylock responds from Fort Payne. Nice game there. Scottsboro's Connor Vaden picks off that pass from the Wildcats. And later, a run up the middle for a score as well. Fort Payne, you know, that's awesome. 600 wins in school history. Man, that's awesome. Chris Elmore, his dad actually coached at Fort Payne as well. And now the son in the family gets a big win and the 600th win to boot. We head to Black Bears country. And why not? It's Austin hosting Hartselle, crosstown rivalry there in Morgan County. Hartselle going to take the opening kickoff right down the field. Jaheim Pruitt breaks the plane for the score, 6-0 Hartselle. Tigers defense showing its stingy side. Carson Jett later in the contest looking to make a play, and he does. He got a pick. That stalls the Hartselle drive. Stalls the Austin drive. Hartselle well in control there. The Tigers just all over Austin in this one. Hey, these games make you that much better because these are two quality teams and more importantly, quality programs and coaches. Hartselle gets the win 39-7.
The 48 Blitz Play of the Week, sponsored by Hyundai Greenway of Decatur and University Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Yeah, we got our plays of the week, folks. Our first play of the week comes from the Deschler Tigers from our games earlier this evening, and QB keeper down the far sideline in for the score. That's play number one. Play number two, folks, a deep ball from Thursday night action. Remember, we had 6 separate games in action on Thursday. The deep ball from St. John Paul II, pitch and catch, QB, wide receiver, touchdown for the score. And play number 3, it's the Athens Golden Eagles defense coming up with a pick 6 that's returned for a score. So you have 3 nominees, folks, for week 0 of Play of the Week. It's Deschler, it's St. John Paul II, and it's the Golden Eagles of Athens. Folks, you can vote right after the show. Voting ends Wednesday at 3. We'll announce our winner during our 6 p.m. newscast. That's always a lot of fun. We get a lot of votes for this each and every week, so we're excited to bring it back to you yet again for another high school football season. I want to send a big shout out to everyone that was watching on all of our digital platforms. Randy Lott showing a big shout out to the Buckhorn Bucks. Got a big win over Decatur tonight. Congratulations to the Bucks and their football team. We had a lot of teams come away with some nice dubs, as the kids call it, W's tonight for sure. So it's been a fun night, an exciting night. Plenty more to get to as we head into the next week of the high school football season, which is week 1. I know it's kind of weird, right? So it's week 0. Week 0 is just what we call that here in North Alabama, in the state for that matter. It's just the first week of the high school football season. Teams have 11 weeks to play 10 games. So they say the week 0, which technically maybe be the week 1, but an extra week built in there for those that did not play tonight, maybe played an exhibition game last week, but they'll have an opportunity to make that game up sometime down the line, all while being able to have a bye during the high school football season. We will take you right through the playoffs as well this year. We're super excited for the month of November as well, but got a lot of work to do between now and the end of October and October 31st, the final week of the high school football season. Super excited to bring 48 Blitz, super excited to bring 48 Blitz OT and Boar's Hog Barbecue along with us as well for this entire season. Thank you so much. Listen, I would be remiss not to do this because we have some amazing, talented exceptional people that work in this building. So there's a lot of people in our newsroom that have done an amazing job week in and week out, and no exception tonight. Really appreciate our entire team in there doing a great job. That's our TMP crew in there as well on the ones and twos, punching buttons, making sure that I look remotely decent. That's hard to do, unfortunately, but they do the very best they can and manage with this red copper penny out here that's yours truly. So appreciate everybody in there. We got, what is it, Paul, Tyler, and Will. Everybody do a thumbs up in there. All right, fantastic. We have some amazing people in our newsroom that help with our scores as well. Javon Williams, and we got Emma Hall in there. Who else do we have in there? We had... who else we have in there, guys, that we saw in there? AJ Weiss. Got to send a big shout out to AJ. AJ was out on 48 now. Storm Jackson there on the ones and twos. Of course, our own Kaylee Tinglestad making her debut tonight. Had a lot of technical problems out there, but she found a way to navigate it and make our game of the week possible here on our 48 Blitz OT show. A lot of moving parts here. And then I can't miss our entire 48 Tailgate Tour team. Amazing job. We were super excited for this, and a lot of hard work went into this, a lot of moving parts, a lot of great, amazing communication, a lot of teamwork got there in that field as well. A big shout out to Patrick Akers and our homegirl Gracie and Jareth, and of course our talents as well. Javon was out there as well, but our talent, yours truly, Peyton Walker from Tennessee Valley Living, our new forecaster Jada, she was out there as well. Man, it was just a great day today. And we want to send a big shout out to the Mars Hill Bible community. They have always been fantastic to us as the TV station here. Great community across the board. Big special thanks to Mr. Rutherford, one of the admins out there, Coach Daryl Higgins, and just the cheer team and the student body came out. They even made shirts for us, y'all. Come on. 48 Tailgate Tour shirts as well. So it was just a great first night of high school football on a Friday night to kind of get things started. We're going to do this all over again. It's going to be a rinse and repeat for 10 more weeks, folks, of the regular season, and then we dive into the playoffs. This week, we will announce on Monday our next 48 Blitz game of the week, and our 48 Blitz tailgate tour stop. It's going to be a good one, folks. You all should be excited to hear what we make the trek to next week for week one. That's going to be a ton of fun. Folks, listen, enjoy the weekend. I got a fantasy football draft I got to be in. I hope to at least make the playoffs. I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I mean, y'all tell me who I should pick, my first pick. I got the 5th pick. Don't say anything crazy, y'all. Like we don't want to pick, Peyton Manning, because he's not playing anymore. We can't do that. But yeah, let me know who I should pick. Then we can kind of go from there. But we truly appreciate everyone for watching. Enjoy your weekend. We got a little college football. We got a game out in Dublin, Ireland, Kansas State, and Iowa State. You can watch a little bit there, kind of whet our appetite before we head into week one next week on August 30th. And we got some big ones. Alabama on the road at Florida State. Auburn on next Friday night. We'll give you updates during our 48 Blitz show as they head to Waco, Texas to take on Baylor. North Alabama, Alabama A&M, the whole nine, all on the way next week. If you didn't know, I'm a little excited for high school and college football. We're super excited for you joining us. Make sure you join us next week as well. We'll have our 48 Blitz show to next week, our 48 Tailgate Tour show, digital show. That'll happen next Friday afternoon, leading into our 6th. A lot, and I mean a lot, to get to over the coming weeks. We're super excited to bring it to you. Folks, listen, enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic night. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week. Good night, everyone.